It's got a really cool look. I just wish it was solar. Hey guys, it's Alex with Hammond Watch. Here today with the SSB371. It's a newer release from Seiko. It's a quartz chronograph that's military inspired. I think it has a great look to it and some fun sizing. Your case is 42.5 millimeters wide. We're 13.9 millimeters thick, although some of that is the domed hardlex crystal. As you can see, it does sit just a bit proud of the case. We're 49 millimeters lug to lug, and unfortunately a 21 millimeter lug width. That just limits your aftermarket strap options. Not all manufacturers produce a 21 millimeter strap, but when you do find them, at least you get drilled lug holes for relatively easy strap changes. The strap itself is one of the nicer feeling straps I've experienced on a Seiko at this price point. It's very reminiscent of the Barton Cordura hybrid strap just released, although just not executed to the same degree. That said, it's pretty soft and pliable. You get that cloth look while getting the benefits of having a rubber strap. And I don't know that I'd be in a huge rush to swap it out with a different option. I really like too the pushers being exposed on this watch, very kind of vintage-esque. I think it ties into that military theme very well. You have some fantastic knurling on your push-pull crown, which is right about 6 millimeters in size. The case itself is completely brushed and it's coated in this kind of gunmetal finish. It's very kind of tough and rugged looking. And in natural light, it really plays around. Certain angles, it'll have a red hue, and then others, it'll appear green. Just adding a little bit of visual interest to the watch. The case back is pretty simple, just some basic specs and a serial number. But it is screw down, providing you the 100 meters of water resistance that you'd expect on a sporty watch like this. It also references the movement that it houses, which is the 8T67. That is a 12-hour quartz chronograph movement that operates at about plus or minus 15 seconds a month. Like with a lot of Seikos, this one feels like it's all about the dial. There's a few layers to it. I do like its depth. The lowest point of the watch is that carbon fiber backdrop, and then kind of moving towards you from there, we have the applied Seiko logo, the raised rings for each of the chronograph registers. And then the numerals themselves are also raised before they're covered in Seiko's proprietary LumaBrite. You have a nice tachymeter scale executed on the chapter ring, which has a nice step down to the main surface of the dial. There are raised indices at each hour indicator, but unfortunately those are not loomed. The loom application is very potent. Bright, very long lasting, although this time in an icy blue apart from the typical green that you usually see on most Seiko watches. The functions of the watch are pretty straightforward. Your push-pull crown to the first position will allow you to change the date. Second position will adjust your time. Your top chronograph pusher is going to be your start-stop. It'll get your chronograph seconds hand running. If you need to pause timing, you can press it again, keeping that spot and then re-engaging. The bottom pusher is going to reset everything to 0, and that can be done whether or not this seconds hand is running. Here's the watch on my 7.5 to 7 3/4 inch wrist. While being military themed, I think the watch is still pretty playful and not taking itself too serious. I enjoy that it's quartz in the aspect that it's pretty light and seems to disappear, especially with how comfortable the strap is. The strap does run a little bit long, so if you have a larger wrist, good for you. Smaller wrist guys, just know you're going to be dealing with a little bit of excess strap kind of hanging out through the keeper. All things considered though, I think it's a pretty cool watch, especially given the price point. These things retail at $315, although I've seen them pop up gray market already in that kind of $150 to $160 range. If you are interested in picking one up from an authorized dealer, David at Jewelry Works in Gainesville, Florida lent this watch in for us to have a look. Give him a call or shoot him an email. He's phenomenal to work with and can ship it to pretty much anywhere you are. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. It really helps out a ton. Also consider subscribing. I'm putting out watch content weekly at a minimum. And I'll see you in the next one.